You're listening to Change Your POV Podcast, episode 131.
Generally, forgiveness is a decision to let go of resentment and thoughts of revenge. The act that hurt or offended you might always remain a part of your life, but forgiveness can lessen its grip on you and help you focus on other, more productive parts of your life. Forgiveness can even lead to feelings of understanding.
Change Your POV brings you an attack episode every week. ATTACK is an acronym that stands for Actionable Tips, Tricks, and Coachable Knowledge. One of the toughest things when I got out of the Army after 10 years was learning to ask for help. I felt like a private all over again. Living in this big, unfamiliar civilian world was difficult for me. I didn't know what I didn't know. But finally, over time, I learned to seek and ask for help. I learned to listen to those who knew better than I did. And I learned to trust my gut. Trust that I was headed in the right direction. Attack Fridays does just that. We give you a piece of knowledge that we've learned through our experience, and we share it with you. Now, here's your host, Bennett Tanton, in this week's Attack episode, where he'll be sharing with you his thoughts about forgiveness.
Hey everybody, this is Bennett with Change Your POV Podcast again with another Attack Friday episode. This episode is the third part of the Trust, Gratitude, and Forgiveness episodes, and this episode will be about forgiveness. And I've got a couple good quotes to start out with. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. That's from Martin Luther King Jr. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Then that's Mahatma Gandhi. So you have these two thinkers, and then I go to this third one, and you guys will laugh. I did a lot of things that I regretted, and I certainly paid for my mistakes. You have to go and ask for forgiveness, and it wasn't until I really started doing good and doing right by other people as well as myself, that I really started to feel that guilt go away. So I don't have a problem going to sleep at night. That is from Mark Wahlberg. And that kind of resonated with me because I've dealt with guilt for a long time. Still do on a daily basis, and it's being able to forgive others, but more importantly, forgive myself. And if you can't do that, then you're just gonna have continued issues, and there's nothing that we can say about that. It just is what it is. We have to move past it. So first we'll cover mustering. Basically, we'll talk about forgiving others, and mustering up genuine compassion for those who have wronged us. Instead of basically allowing that anger toward them eat away at you, in the course of action recommended by most psychologists, is that you really need to forgive these people. Because it's just gonna eat away at you. So what is forgiveness? Generally, forgiveness is a decision to let go of resentment and thoughts of revenge. The act that hurt or offended you might always remain a part of your life, but forgiveness can lessen its grip on you and help you focus on other, more productive parts of your life. Forgiveness can even lead to feelings of understanding, empathy, and compassion for the one who hurt you. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you deny the other person's responsibility for hurting you, and it doesn't minimize or justify the wrong. You can forgive the person without excusing the act. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace that helps you go on with your life. And that is so true. That isn't just for other people. That's also you. I mean, who has self-loathing for stuff that they feel guilty about that they've done, and you never give yourself a break. I mean, we always say it. We are our own worst enemy and our harshest critic. So that is so true. So in the absence of forgiveness, an offense that was committed against us or some pain that we caused others can replay in our minds, causing continued anger or remorse that is often a recipe for bitterness and bad health. So that's a huge point, as this is just wreaks havoc on you, on your body, on your mind, not just mentally, but physically. A wealth of research has linked the isolation and loneliness that can result to increased health problems and higher mortality. It is tantamount to suffocating oneself emotionally, says Amit Saud, a professor of medicine at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. That's a pretty big statement. Suffocating yourself emotionally. The effects on one's health from bottled up anger and resentment can range from anxiety and depression to higher blood pressure and increased risk of heart attacks. Forgiveness, by contrast, allows one to focus on positive thoughts and relationships. It allows you to free up the real estate in your brain that's taken up by negative thinking. You know, I mean, we don't have an infinite amount of information, at least in our current state. We can't store infinite amounts of information, at least not, well. So if this real estate's taken up by things that are just bad and negative, that's not good. What are the benefits of forgiving someone? So, letting go of grudges and bitterness can make way for happiness, health, and peace. Forgiveness can lead to, and it's not limited to this, just these, but these are some things that have come about. Healthier relationships, greater spiritual and psychological well-being, less anxiety, stress, and hostility, which most of us all have issues with, let's be honest, lower blood pressure, fewer symptoms of depression, stronger immune system, improved heart health, higher self-esteem. So seriously. And it's really true, because I agree with it. I'm kind of an example of a lot of this stuff. I used to be so angry, but I work really hard to let these things go now and forgive. And truthfully, the one that I have had to forgive the most is myself. So why is it so easy to hold a grudge? When you're hurt by someone you love and trust, you might become angry, sad, or confused. If you dwell on hurtful events or situations, grudges filled with resentment, vengeance, and hostility can take root. If you allow negative feelings to crowd out positive feelings, you might find yourself swallowed up in your own bitterness or sense of injustice. Now, we all know those people, whether it's yourself or other people that you know, that are just the most bitter, miserable people. And I've been one of those people. And sometimes I still am. But I have to check myself and go, oh my God, what are you doing? So, what are the effects of holding a grudge or not being forgiving? Bring anger and bitterness to every relationship and new experience. Who wants to do that? Seriously. Become so wrapped up in the wrong that you can't enjoy the present. That's a big thing, folks. Living in the present, not living in the past or the future. Living right now. Become depressed and anxious. Feel your life lacks meaning or purpose, or that you're at odds with your spiritual beliefs. Lose valuable and enriching connectedness with others. How do I reach a state of forgiveness? To lose valuable and enriching connectedness with others is huge, especially for veterans. This is this concept of, being alone. If you're a miserable bastard who nobody wants to be around you, you just suck the good and everything out of a room. I know because I've been that guy, and I still do it from time to time. But I know when I'm doing, I have the wherewithal to know when I do it now. And that is something that's just so bad. It's not just bad for you. It's bad for those around you, your family, your friends, your kids, your coworkers. Damn. Being negative just sucks, folks. It really does. And a lot of that stems from forgiveness. Not forgiving others, not forgiving yourself. All right? So how do you reach a state of forgiveness? Forgiveness is a commitment to a process of change to begin. You might consider the value of forgiveness and its importance in your life at a given time. Reflect on facts of the situation, how you are or how you've reacted, and how this combination has affected your life, health, and well-being. Be honest with yourself, guys and gals. This is one of those self-check moments on and taking responsibility for your own shit. Okay? Actively choose to forgive the person who's offended you when you're ready. So if you're not ready, you can go through the motions, but if you're not really ready, it's one of those things. I've forgiven people over and over and over again, visualized it, right? So I actually visualized myself forgiving that person and then asking for their forgiveness. And over time, it just kind of dissipated. It wasn't necessarily a right time, or it wasn't ready. It was just kind of like this fake it till you make it kind of thing. But it worked, because I have some people, not just myself, I have some other people that have wronged me beyond belief. And, I really needed to forgive them. And once I have, actually life is just lighter. I feel so much lighter. Move away from your role as a victim. Some of us veterans are really good at playing that victim role. And release the control and power the offending person and situation have had in your life. Okay? Stop playing the role of the victim and release the control and power that it has over you. As you let go of these grudges and forgive, they will no longer define you. They'll no longer define your life by how you've been hurt, which is huge. This is that I'm a disabled veteran. I'm disabled or whatever. You define your life by how you've been hurt. That's no way to live. All right? You might even find compassion and understanding for other people that have wronged you or that you feel that you have wronged. So that's a big one, and a big one to leave on. You'll no longer define your life by how you've been hurt. I think we do this more than we realize. So do a real good self-check of yourself and be honest with yourself about who you need to forgive, what you need to forgive, situations, circumstance. Because guess what, guys? You're good enough. You're good enough to forgive too. That's the other thing. You can do it. You can forgive yourself. You can forgive others. You're big enough to do it, and you're worth it. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with this nugget of woo-wooiness and let you guys take what you can from it. If you can take anything, if not, I apologize for wasting your time, but I can tell you it's not a waste of your time if you just embrace it and let it be, okay? So again, go out there, attack life. I have a t-shirt. It's actually a Ranger Up t-shirt. Attack life. It's going to kill you anyway. So live your life like that. Until next time,
All right, folks. Well, that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed this last of a 3-part series where Bennett talked about trust, forgiveness, and gratitude. Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe on your podcast player of choice. We have a lot more great content headed your way. Come be part of our community over at Change Your POV Squad on Facebook. And don't forget, folks, don't forget to leave us an honest rating and review over on iTunes under Change Your POV Podcast. And here's a rating and review from someone called Random Transmissions. The title is See Things Differently, Grow. And it says, quote, everyone can benefit from a change in perspective. It leads to growth and success, and this show focuses on that. I love the interviews, and the production of the show is top-notch. This is one I will keep coming back to. I've subscribed, and I look forward to hearing more. Keep up the great work. Well, thanks a lot, Random Transmissions. I appreciate the rating and review. Well, that's it, folks. Until next time.